Hello everyone, welcome back. It has been a long time since I've done one of these videos, but we're gonna look at some K-beauty products today. You all know I love Korean beauty products, Chinese beauty products, Japanese beauty products. All this stuff I've got from YesStyle. Full transparency, YesStyle give me like an allowance each month, and then I can buy whatever I want with that allowance. So these are all chosen by me, usually from brands that I really like, and just trying some new stuff in it as well. So as usual, everything I use will be linked down below for you. There's some discount codes down there, including discounts for any of the products I use in this video today. Shall we just do it? So let's start with the eyes first. I already have my primer on. And I wanted to dive into an eyeshadow palette that I haven't used yet, but I found really interesting when I saw it online. This is from the brand WAKEMAKE. I have used quite a few of their products before. My camera's making it look quite light. Maybe if I block out there you go. It's this divide, this like line going through diagonally that I found really interesting. These shades look kind of very similar on camera, but this is like a lime green, then you have a yellow and more of a pastel yellow. And then this is quite a bright palette, so I did want to darken it up with this eyeshadow palette from the brand Risky, which I absolutely adore. I love Risky so much. It needs to have some deeper shades in. So let's do that. And then I have a few other little bits I'm going to try some new pencils for the lips, something new for the cheeks. There's a lot happening, and I don't have any clean brushes. Luckily, BlendBunny sent me a few packets of their brushes. So that's another excuse not to clean my brushes, and I'm down for it, honestly. This is a kind of purpley palette, so let's start off with this duskier purple. This is the shade Tropical. I'm just going to kind of like map out where I'm going with this. I want to create the look actually I was gonna do when I was trying the Bailey Sarah and Milk collaboration, but out of habit I just winged out the whole look. I wanted to do more of this arched, rounder look, but WAKEMAKE do have really beautiful textures and everything. I love their lip products, and I do love their eyeshadows. This palette, however, I don't really know why I got it, because I think it was the packaging and that kind of like that strange uniqueness of having that like diagonal line just cut through. But I also saw like the greens, the limeish greens, and I was like, that's a cute palette. That's a cool idea. But they are quite like dusky. This, by the way, when I always say to like really fair people with fair skin about a pink contour, this is what I mean. Like when you find it hard to find a good contour shade for you, this kind of pinky gray, the perfect shade. Okay, I'm gonna go to the top here. This is a shade Joy. Let's just deepen up this socket a tiny bit. See, this is why I'm gonna need that Risky palette to darken everything, because that's not really making much of a difference there. Let's actually just go into that Risky palette, because I don't want to build up too much of this color, because if you build up too much matte with a lot of shadows, you can just get this like surface that just won't allow you to put anything else down. Risky isn't available, I don't think, on anywhere else apart from their own website just yet, but they have the most incredible lip glosses and eyeshadows. So if you get a chance to, of course I'll link it down below. If you get a chance to, I don't have a discount code for them or anything. If you get a chance to, check them out, because they do some really incredible products. So I was using a dark brown in this. I'm gonna go for the black and just deepen those outside corners. And then I'm gonna go back into the WAKEMAKE palette and just use one of their shimmers and something around the edge to kind of like smooth out the shades, because I kind of just piled them up on each other for now. And then I want to blend them all together. I'm just going to use the first shade we used before in the WAKEMAKE palette and just go around these edges here. Just soften this up. And we can add a bit more structure to it with our shimmers. Oh, what's happened to this brush? Oh, that's not helpful. I want to use this like blue, kind of like bluey green shimmer. Yeah, cute. Just down the middle here. There's like two different from what I can see in this palette. There's like this kind of shimmer, and then there's more of a chunkier glitter. That's nice. Oh, I just hit myself. And then let's really pinpoint with this BlendBunny brush. I just want to get right on the inside corner here and add some little frosty bits. Frosty moments. I actually want to do that under the brow, but it's not a very stable shimmer. Like it kind of is just going where it wants to go, which is not my favorite formula, I have to say. This probably isn't the best palette I've used for a while. It's a bit of a messy shimmer, considering you don't get like a crazy glow from it, or like a crazy brightness. It actually looks quite bright there. It's kind of unstable. Yeah, I guess that's kind of what I wanted. And then and then with some lashes and underneath the eyes. We can do that. Like, I mean, this shimmer just won't grip very well. Won't stick down very well. It is what it is. Okay, let's do that. Let's do under the eyes. And I'm going to use a concealer that I've been really enjoying using recently. And I go through these stages where I'll take a concealer. Let me do this so I can actually look at you and talk to you. So I go through these like stages with concealer where I will find one, buy it, or get sent it and use it and love it, and then I kind of like carry it around wherever I go. So if I go to an event, it's coming with me. If I'm just doing makeup at home, I'm using it. And this is from I don't even know the name of this brand actually. It's called the Cover Up Pro Concealer, and I have to be real with you, when I first saw it I was like, I don't really want to use that because it looks like one of those professional brands concealers, like those grease painty concealers you get. It's something to do with the packaging being split up 3 ways, but it's actually a really beautiful formula. I've been using a tiny bit of a peach, you can see, to slightly brighten my under eyes and color correct in a way that isn't like invasive to the rest of my makeup. So literally on an eyeshadow blending brush, I've been brushing that peach a tiny bit under my, can you see how, look, people use pure orange for color correction when you just need a tiny little bit of a peachy tone. It just immediately brightens up under the eyes, and it is a thicker concealer. It reminds me of like, I guess, old school concealer, but if you do just use a tiniest amount on a brush and you can warm it up with your finger, which is how I prefer to do concealer anyway, it just gives me this beautiful finish. And I wore it to a Christmas party I went to recently actually for my management. It didn't crease quickly, which was nice, which you sometimes do expect from a thicker, heavier concealer. You're like, okay, that's gonna crease within minutes, but it didn't at all. I'm gonna go for the one that's slightly deeper here and just go over the top, but not right up under my eyes. I'm avoiding the areas that usually would crease. Of course, I'm gonna cut off my shadow there. And we can make that rounder shape by going underneath as well. So I'm just gonna tidy that up though. I've done like tiny bits of concealer and I pinpointed where I'm applying it with that brush. It's with an eyeshadow blending brush. This one in particular is from Sigma. It's a blending E25. I've had some Sigma brushes for so long. I hope they still make them when I use them and talk about them. I know they still have, my kit is still on there. Okay, let me go back into that Risky palette and I'm gonna take the darker brown. I don't think I'm gonna go as heavy as black under the eyes today. So this deeper brown, which kind of verges on black, it kind of gives like the impression of being a black eyeshadow because it is so deep and like dusky. So I'll take it as close to my lash line as possible and soften that up. And then I want to take one of the, like that lighter purpley pink, the very first one I use. That's uneven, isn't it? Yeah. From the WAKEMAKE palette. Just go under my eyes with that. Blend that brown into my skin a little bit more. Just with that gentle fade. Can you see how it kind of like it's very subtle, but it just very gently almost washes out the color as it blends into my skin, so we don't have like a harsh brown and then my under eyes, you know. I'm just gonna take a bit of that darker brown around the eye here just to keep that shape a little bit softer. Okay, we'll finish up with lashes. For my foundation, I'm just gonna go in with my Parnell Cushion. I have been just using this everywhere all the time. I absolutely love the texture, the formula, and I have, full disclosure, this was gifted to me not by Yes Style. This was actually from Parnell, and I did a sponsorship with them as well about this foundation. It's a beautiful foundation. I did it because I love a foundation. But now they have it in my exact tone. Before, I had one which was a little bit lighter, and I could get away with it more so on camera. Now they've extended that shade range, and now there's a shade that's actually dead on for my skin tone. I've been using it everywhere. It's just so beautiful, and I'm having a bit of a moment with the skin around my nose. I think I wiped away my makeup. Well, actually, I was filming something, might be out already, where I was swatching different colors on my face, on my cheeks, and I think I just scrubbed at my face a little bit too hard one of the times that I was removing the makeup, and I've literally just kind of almost rug burned around my nose. So I have this really horrible dry skin texture. When you're seeing this, it probably would have healed already. I filmed quite far in advance, but this foundation has been great to use on top because it is made for more like sensitive skins. It is made for those days where your skin isn't feeling great because it's pretty much just skincare. So it's been sitting really well on the texture, especially on my nose here. It's been sitting really well. That's where I'm all grossed up. It hasn't been stinging, it hasn't been making it any worse. It's been really good. Do I recommend putting makeup on top of damaged skin? No, not really, but I couldn't work if I didn't, right? So for blush, I didn't actually get this from YesStyle. I got this from somewhere completely different. Let me see if I can find it with a discount somewhere, because they can be quite pricey. This is from the brand Heart Percent, not Percent. I love their brand, right? They do incredible lip products, and then they brought out this duo blush, which actually a lot of brands are doing like a very similar thing. So on one side you have like a creamy glow kind of blush situation, and on the other side you have more of a matte mousse. These are lip and cheek, so you can use them for both. I'm actually going to use, oh, it's called the Heart Percent Dote on Mood Custom Lip and Cheek. I actually want to try it on my lip and my cheeks, although I do have something different for the lips. So let's do the matte first. I just want to see the texture. Yeah, it's like that moussey texture. So I'm going to use the matte like further down my cheek, just because it is matte and I don't really want too much of a glow there. I would rather keep the glow further up, you know, where a highlight would be, just because that texture, that finish seems to make a little bit more sense there. That is very nice. I do have to be real though, and not just because I am obsessed with them, but a lot of brands have been doing, a lot of Korean brands have been doing this like moussey cheek situation ever since fwee did it and made them extremely popular with their pudding pots, and no one quite has the formula as good as fwee do it. They have that added silkiness, which I don't think some of these brands have quite mastered. This is nice, this is great, but knowing that there's something a little bit better out there, that's it. Okay, let's try the more glossy, balmy texture. That's beautiful. That's stunning on the lip. Are you kidding me? Okay, let's just add a little bit here, just so we can keep that glow up in that upper area. I was going to say echelon, like I know what that word means, or like I've ever used that word before. That's nice. That's really beautiful. Let me try it on the lip quickly, just so we can see what it looks like. But as I said, there is another product I want to use on my lip. I'm just going to line my lip very quickly. So I'm going to use the matte one just in the middle. Oh. It is nice. It is really, really nice. It's quite comfortable on the lip. Again, it doesn't have that kind of blurry finish that the fwee ones have, but they are beautiful. I really like the shine on the other side. Let's actually get the glossy side. I'm just going to use that more on the edge. It's nice, it's nice. It is very nice if I'm not comparing it to something that exists. Okay, I'm just gonna go in with this. This is from a brand called Hince. I'm gonna have to put the name of it on the screen because I always forget the names. It was quite long. But it's this just beautiful, glowy balm. Again, it's like a highlight with no color. It's kind of just that glow. So it doesn't matter your skin tone. It just gives a beautiful shine. And these do come in ones that are slightly more tinted as well, so you can get one that's a little bit more purple, a little bit more pink, but just give off like a balmy glow, and I think that actually looks really nice with the cream from the from this. God, I'm really not on it today. Okay, lips. So I got some new lip liners from COSNORI, I want to say the brand is called. I have a few of their things. Some of these brands, I love them, and I've never had to say their name out loud. So, but what I love about these, look, it's angled, and then you just wind it up. So one side you have this really sharp liner, or you can use it just really flat, which I think is a really great idea. And it kind of, it's self-sharpening the way you would use it. So if I just use the very like pointed side, oh, it's so creamy. That's beautiful. And I'm going to use a flat side just to do this wider space. Ooh, that's nice. They do some really great other shades as well. There's like some lighter ones here. There's more of a contour, but they did some more pinky ready ones. Obviously, I'm not a pinky ready person, so I didn't pick those up. For the lip, I've had these for a really, really long time, but I wanted to try this color, I think, today. These are from fwee again, and fwee are always doing something innovative, right? So you have their blushes with the two different sides to it that you can use to create dimension on the cheeks. You have their pudding pots, which you use on the lip and cheeks and have that beautiful blur. You have their glosses that come in at different percentages of pigment. So you have a 30% and a 70%. You have their jelly pots, which are incredible. You have their new highlighters, which I have here. But they also now do these. So these are their Stay Fit lip tints. One is matte and one is more of a gloss in the same shade. I just love stuff like this because it's like you can have a best of both worlds. So I'm going to use a matte in the middle, and they smell like, they do have a slight grapey smell to them. Oh, and this is the shade M04, so it's matte 04. I'm sure it has a better name. I'll put it on the screen. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it inside here, and I'm going to build up the matte color, let it set, let it sit, and apply again. And they're like quite easily distinguishable from each other because the shine has like this shiny finish and the matte has more of a, is that showing up on camera? It has more of a matte finish to it. Is that showing? Matte and shiny? Okay, they both look kind of shiny because of my lights, but one is more matte, definitely. So I'm gonna, okay, you see it's getting that deeper. I'm just gonna let that sit. I'm not gonna touch my lip. I'm just gonna let it marinade. And I think I'm gonna go with one more layer just so I get that really bitten look. So that's 2. This will be my 3rd layer. You don't have to do this, it's just how I prefer to do it. Definitely inside. Just so it gets that deepness to it. And then I always do inside and the Cupid's bow. I mean, I could leave that just like that. I think that's a beautiful lip. It tastes so good. It tastes so great. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go a little bit over with the gloss. I'm gonna start from the outside corner here. And I want this to be quite a sheer layer. And I'm just going in that gap. You see that gap between the matte and the lip liner? Okay, so this is from Judydoll. I think this is a Chinese brand. Judydoll, and they do some really great products. I just want to intensify that shine on the inside corner. And I forgot I had these. They're like little, they're not really glitter. It's more like a shimmery eyeshadow. So I'm just gonna touch that to the inside corner here. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that's really, really intense. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Let's just give that a little blend out here. Okay, so I kind of took it too far, but that's fine. I'm okay. I'm all right. Everything's fine. I'm gonna powder my nose, add some lashes, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, well, that is all I have for you for today. Like I said, everything is gonna be linked down below for you. I hope that was relaxing and calming for everyone. Yeah, thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you very, very soon. Bye.